My husband was hired as head football coach in 1971. We came from Muskegon. Doc was such a wonderful addition as far as the doctor. We had a good team doctor in Muskegon, but Doc was committed to the health and welfare of the players here in Portage. Doc was a character, and my husband is somewhat of a character, and they were both history buffs. There was just a lot of conversation between them all the time, not necessarily football. And my husband trusted his judgment completely. If Doc said a kid's not supposed to go back in the game, that was all there was to it. There was no question. One of the most important traditions that Doc started when he was here was every time Portage Central scored, he would take the red hat that he wore and throw it as far up in the air as he could, and he most often caught it. But that was something all the student body, all the fans watched for, that red hat flying into the air because we had scored a touchdown. We very often had people over after the home games, or maybe one of the other coaches did at their house. That last game, I think in 1996, he and Ginny were leaving the house, and Bob and I stood at the door and we were talking to him, and Bob said to him, "Okay, Doc, same time next year." And Doc said, "Bob, I don't think so." And it was about 2 months later that he passed away. So he was there right until his last years. I think it symbolizes his legacy because even when the school split, he wanted something that would bring them together on the field, competing for this trophy, which meant a lot to each school to be able to win that trophy. Just knowing that here is a man who cared so much about the players, the kids, that he wanted them to have healthy competition, shake hands with each other when the game was done, and continue to be friends. And I can tell you, I have friends, and not a time when we see each other goes by that we don't have this little Northern Central idea. And it's intense for this week, as far as I'm concerned.